This is her second litter. She's such a great one. Look who I just found in our battery shed. So I'm kind of standing up on a couple eskies at the moment. Come on, buddy, bugger off. Come on. Don't go in there. Fuck. After that little scare that we had with a tiger snake right along our back path here, along our back door, I just came into the battery shed to check our battery levels as we've got full sun today, and wanted to make sure the batteries are charging up before we fire up like the washing machine, dishwasher and so forth. And just open up the door, happened to step in, and the snake was right on the inside there. Scared the absolute crap out of me. So what I'm doing at the moment, that was a very good incentive for me to get my act together. I ordered a whole box of these pastel solar snake repellers. They're like a light, LED light. Yeah, so an LED light. It's got a little vibration gizmo down the bottom here that sends out a pulse in the ground that is supposed to, well, they create a bit of a racket while they're not in the ground, but they're supposed to be able to repel snakes for about a 30-meter radius. So I'm assembling a heap of these at the moment, and I'm about to space them all around the homestead, hopefully to create a bit of a sonic barrier that will keep the snakes away from, well, from us. We're okay with the snakes being up in the hills and up in the bush and so forth, but a little too close to comfort around the house. So for safety's sake, we'll get these assembled and we'll put them out. I'll show you how simple these are to put together. So I'm not claiming that these will work, but no harm in trying. I don't remember exactly how much we paid for them. We got them for a pretty decent price, I think, because we got like, I don't know, about 20 or 30 of them. So they come unassembled in 3 pieces, pretty simple to put together. So you got a little aluminium rod, reach inside and pull out the wire. There we go. And you've got to feed that wire through the little PVC plastic clear light. So, and then make sure that the wire is fed in the tube without pinching the wire at all. And then from there, I'll come up and show you. And then from there you can see the little LED light and the cable, and we just hook it up. Creates a noise. You can see the little light there buzzing. If I shade the solar panel, see how the light fires up. And then just feed the cable down in through the lights, and oh, do they create a racket. But once they're in the ground, that high buzzing noise just creates a lower frequency vibration in the ground, and it's that vibration that's supposed to deter the snakes in the area. Just piece it together, that's it. And then once I've got all these put together, I'll run around and stake them in the ground.
Okay, we've got a enclosed dog run. So we've already set up a couple in the corners there. So from this one here, every 20 or so meters, I'm going to pop one and just sort of space them all out, create like a bit of a barrier. So it's about how far we are away. And they're pretty simple. So the instructions say don't put too much pressure in. And of course the ground's a bit hard. And there we go. Just like that. So apparently every 50 seconds these will vibrate, which is what we're hearing that noise at the moment. And that creates that vibration through the ground. Hopefully enough to deter the snakes from coming any closer. Okay, I'm standing in the pig's old paddock, the one that we just moved them out of. And as you can see, the pigs have dug up a lot of stone. You can now make out the old tree plantation stumps. And some of the stone, it's actually rather big. I wouldn't call it a stone, it's more of a boulder, like this big sucker right here. So what I'm going to do now, I've got the Digga stick rake that's attached to the Multione. I'm going to come through and start lifting up the stone that's exposed, sort of pushing up into one section. I'll come back with the bucket later on and load the bucket with the stone. And in amongst the trees as well, I'm going to rake up all the fallen limbs and get all that ready for the forestry mulcher. So once I've got the forestry mulcher attached, I don't really want to be hitting stone with that. That way our mulcher teeth will get more use. Instead of what I want to do is grind down these exposed stumps and all the tree branches and put that organic matter back into the soil. As you can see, another big rock here. It's of old tree that will be mulched into the soil. But yeah, I want to get these stones out of the way. So as we rotate the pigs around the farm, we want to come in after the pigs have already cleared up most of it, and we clean up the rest of it. So once we broadcast seed in here, it'll be a much smoother, cleaner paddock for later use. Okay, so we're in amongst the trees in the pig's old paddock, and we're standing amongst the tree plantation in the windrows here. And you can see the pig rows, still a lot of exposed stone. And amongst the stone, there's exposed stumps as well. So I want to get the stone out of the way, so when I come in with the forestry mulcher, I'm not grinding stone and hitting the teeth down. So as you can see in amongst here, there's a lot of fallen bark, fallen tree limbs. Some of the lower limbs on the northern trees, I'll be grinding them down as well. But what we want to do is clean all this up, mulch it into the soil. That not only feeds the soil, but it also helps mitigate fire risk through the property. So again, as we rotate the pigs around the property, after we move the pigs off the property, we come in and clean up a bit after them as well. Now, in amongst all this, I found bits of tin, bits of old clothing, hessian bags and so forth from the previous owners. So not only are we actually repairing the soil as we go, we're also cleaning up rubbish that's left laying around on the property. All right, so we'll do a bit of a time sequence with the Multione with the rake fitted. I'm going to start up on that corner, push the rocks and so forth out of the way, come in through here, try and follow the same rows and just push everything out of the way, heap up a lot of the limbs, so it's just easier with the forestry mulcher if it's all together, and then pull up these stones, come back in after with the bucket, pick up the stones and get them moved to another location. We find that a lot of use with stones on the property, so We're planning to possibly do a few stone walls later on, but no good sitting in the paddock. All right, let's get to it.
Well, this is the after action of the forestry mulcher. As you can see, it really breaks everything down into a nice, beautiful, organic mulch. We've got the chickens out already, going through it, hoping to spread it a bit. And within the next week I'll be broadcasting some seed in here as well, once we move the chickens out. And it doesn't take long for the pigs to really clean up. Hey girls. They're wanting to come say hello. Come on, girls. Hello. Hello, sweetie. Yeah, you're a soupy girl, eh? They always want pats. Don't you? Don't you? Oh, look at that fat tummy. Oh. Oh, is it your turn? Your turn now. All right, all right. Yeah. Look at your fat tummy. Oh. Oh, you've fed well. Yeah. All right then. Yeah, so not perfect. We're not aiming for perfect. It's more about the exposed stumps that that when the property was in a plantation, those exposed stumps all in the grasslands, you can't drive a vehicle through it at all. If you do, you'll rip out your diff or smash in your sump or something like that. So as we rotate the pigs around, so from paddock to paddock, I'll come in afterwards, grind down the stumps, grind down any sticks, and again, not perfect, couple still around, but the majority of it has been cleaned up. Got the machine still running over there idling. She's a bit hot, so let the thermofan cool the hydraulic fluid. And yeah, little chickens having a ball. Hello girls. Coming to say hello, huh?
This little Fuso tipper truck has been such a lifesaver on the farm. Not only do we use it to collect the spent distillery grains from the distillery at Multione, as well as collecting feed from the feed mill, but here you see us moving the rocks that we farmed from the pig paddock. We're moving them up in a location where we're later going to build some foundation walls using the stone and using some logs to build a little mini log cabin, aka a little workshop. In addition, we have also used it to move firewood logs, as well as collecting loads of gravel to spread around the house, so it's not such a mud pit. Later plans for the truck will also supply to the Tingle Valleys, cut and split firewood, but we're still probably a year or two away from that. Allow enough time for the firewood to season before we sell.
Alright, so we're in the old pig paddock, one of them, the one that we recently brought the forestry mulcher in and mulched all the tree debris down into the mulch and into the soil, and also did a bit of rock farming the other day, so we picked up a lot of the large stones which we'll reuse elsewhere on the farm. So as part of our regenerative principles here, is once the pigs are off and we've cleaned up the paddock a bit after them, is that we want to reseed with various species of grass. So I've got various species of fescue and rye here, and in this bucket I've got barley, wheat, peas, corn, and there was something else as well. It's, that I'll have to add in editing. So what I'll do first off is I'll do the various grass species, and then I'll come back in afterwards with some of the bigger seed. So reduce the setting on this, so only a little bit of the seed will come through at a time. Right, what I'll do is I'll start in one row and work my way up and down.